Hi everyone, welcome back to our platform. I'm your host Lighton, and this is Us Together. Yes. How is everybody doing? How is everybody keeping safe? I know you're going through very tough times with COVID, but just follow the rules, hang in there. You're going to get out of this stronger. I promise you. Just follow the rules, hang in there. You're going to get out of this stronger. I just follow the rules. Hang in. Today our topic is self-esteem, and self-esteem is very important to me because I know what it means to lose self-esteem and what it means to gain self-esteem. So how I understand self-esteem is like how you perceive yourself and how you think about yourself. And I realized that the way you see yourself is the same way the world is going to perceive you. You teach people how to treat you, kind of thing. Because I remember, like when I was a child, like if someone bullied me, it used to bruise my self-esteem. But now that I'm older, you can't bully me really. But still, an older me still struggles with some things. That sometimes, let's say when people expect to believe in you, don't believe in you. Of course, that kind of removes your self-confidence, right? Lowers your self-esteem. But then again, what can we do to boost it? That's why we're here today, to discuss. And so today we're going to discuss the importance of self-esteem as well, and why this is very important. Again, it's because what people can do when they know who they truly are. When someone has good self-esteem, they believe in themselves so much that they can be the best version of themselves, and they can achieve anything they put their minds to. I remember I was watching a certain show. I think it's Helen's show, and there was this young boy. He's 5 or 6. The parents had been telling him to like self-affirm every morning, to say I'm good enough, I'm handsome, I can do anything. But that morning, apparently, he said it with so much confidence, as if he understood what he was saying. And the views they got were crazy. And why was that important is because if such a person grows up, right, even when anyone tells them anything, they'll be like, you know what, I'm good. I know who I am. I know what I can achieve, and then I know what I can't achieve, and that's okay. When you talk about like good self-esteem, we're not here to say that, oh my God, someone's perfect. No, it's just even about you knowing that I'm good at this area, I'm not good at this area, and that's okay. And you're like, I'm working on it. But again, no one can shake you, no one can come to define you. I always say this, that the world is going to always define you. But before the world gives you its definition of you, have your own definition of yourself. So that when the world brings you its own, yeah, you can look at it. Even negative criticism also helps us to be better people. But it doesn't define you at the end of the day. So like we're going to talk about low self-esteem as well, right? I realized that I'm going to start with a boy child, right? So many times, like again, society has like standards for us, standards for the boys. Maybe they're supposed to have money, they're supposed to maybe have a beard, or they're supposed to be of this height. So like sometimes when some boys don't have a certain height or don't have certain money, they can start thinking low of themselves, which is so sad that so many times when you read in the news, it has made our teenagers sometimes, start doing funny things, maybe join gangs, maybe sell not so very good things, maybe date older women, maybe like they've started doing funny things, just to get the validation. And again, is that good? I don't think so. And when you talk about the girl child, for the girl child, I think it's majorly about how we look, because society sometimes has put up like a photo of how, like a picture. It has painted a picture of how a girl should look, and especially social media. Oh my God, all girls look like this, they have these shapes, your hair is supposed to be like this. So sometimes when you don't look like that, that's how you see some girls, sometimes being with people they're not supposed to be with, sometimes being with friends who are not even helping them be better versions of themselves, but just to get that validation. And then sometimes you find, girls, are start dating sometimes older men. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like if you're doing it for validation, then there is something wrong with that, And another problem with low self-esteem is sometimes we remain in not so good relationships. And in this case, I mean friendships. Sometimes when you don't think that you can be on your own, you can't be your own friend, you can tolerate so many things that you shouldn't, tolerate in friendships, right? Because sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I need to hang on to, let me say, this cool girl, or let me say this cool boy, so that lets me say I'm also considered cool, what? But these people might not even be developing you, These people they might actually just be putting you behind, like 1,000 steps behind. but because your self-esteem is low, you want to hang on. And another thing sometimes is hanging on to relationships. In this case, I mean like romantic relationships, right? Sometimes we tend to, when our self-esteem is low, sometimes we tend to hang on to these relationships that we're not even supposed to be in the first place, because we think, oh, this person is dating me, they're doing me a favor, or maybe this person, I'll never get someone to like me. And the funny thing is, it also happened to people you think who are strong, who are successful, because sometimes they'd be like, oh, you intimidate men. So in that sense, you start to tolerate things that you're not supposed to tolerate. Even sometimes men, even sometimes some men, right? Either they are so successful or they know who they are. And I'm not saying in an arrogant way, but just being proud of who they are. They'll be like, oh, which girl is going to marry you? Who is going to want to be with a man like you? So it can make them, start tolerating things in relationships, or some girls that are not supposed to tolerate, which I think it's all bad, And at the end of the day, if you know who you truly are, no one can tell you anything. And again, not in an arrogant way, but just being proud of who you are. And one time I was having a conversation with my brother, and I asked him, what's the one thing that our mother taught him? And he said that mommy told him that the best thing you can be is to be real, or the realest thing you can be is to be yourself. And if you're yourself, so many times you attract the right people, you attract the right relationships. And again, when you talk about jobs, right, sometimes still our self-esteem is so low that when you get this one job, right, we think, oh my God, even when they don't treat you well, even when you don't have like peace, you think like, oh my God, I need to hang on to this job. I understand. Sometimes you need the money. Tell me about it. I'm at that stage whereby I'm paying for my bills and all that. It's not easy. But then again, we need to know, like, if something is not, if like a job is not going, if a job is not like giving you peace, it's not really serving you right. I mean, you're good enough, you're capable. The fact that you got this job, you can apply somewhere else. You can get something else. Because I realize so many times you try to hang on to things, and hanging on causes more harm than good. And when you look at it, most times it's low self-esteem. So again, that's how we. So again, we need to know who's responsible for building and breaking our self-esteem. Again, you need to know who's responsible for building and breaking our self-esteem. Personally, I like saying society first, because again, society includes everybody, right? I feel like society puts up a list, or a checklist that maybe if you're a girl, or if you're a boy, or if you're this religion, or if you're from like this tribe or etc., you should live by these standards, right? So usually if society thinks you don't live up, if you kind of don't live up to those standards, sometimes it can bruise your self-esteem. Yet, really, you should set your own standards to a degree. Of course, I mean, we live in a society, you have to maybe live to a certain standards, but not all of them. And another thing I can say is parents, we have a saying in Uganda, toyogera bigambo bibi ku mwana koza olulimi lukambwe. Like what it means is, don't say something bad about your child. Like even when you're angry, your child has done something for you. Don't curse them, Don't tell them, oh, you're going to suffer. Oh, you will see this world. The world is not easy. I know in that moment you say it, as, you're saying it because you're angry and all that. But like what a parent says usually passes. Because even the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says you have to respect your parents. And like if your parents give you blessings, I mean, you'll be good in this world. If they curse you, you also be like that in this world, right? So that's why I think even sometimes parents, and another side, sometimes when I say parents, I mean households, right? And sometimes the parents are also kind of like responsible on how we perceive ourselves. Because I mean, as a young girl or a young boy, your mom is your small god and your dad, right? I remember growing up, my mom always used to tell me, I look good. So even till today, maybe sometimes it's rude. Like when a boy tells me I'm beautiful, I'd be like, thank you, but I know. So it never really excited me when I was young. Like even when a boy told me at that time when I'm not supposed to be dating, that I was beautiful, it wouldn't really make me date them, because I was like, I already know. However, she also told me how I had a big nose. So it was a joke for her. I mean, she just kept on saying, hey, your nose is too big. And to a degree, it kind of bruised me inside. I mean, subconsciously, because I remember the first time I looked into a mirror and I could understand what it means, I was like, my nose is actually not that bad. And I keep telling my mom this, So, I mean, I think as parents, households, where we grow up from, right, we should be conscious on how we like talk to the kids, and how they perceive themselves. Because at this point, you're their small god. Also something about friends. Usually even our friends, build or break our self-esteem. I'll start with a break. Let's say if you have like those friends who always try to make you feel like you're not good enough, or they're always better than you. And again, there's nothing wrong with your friend being better than you, but again, they should be building you, because what I believe is there is no perfect person, right? I can be better than you, let's say, at talking, as you can all see, but then maybe you're better than me at listening. So like, don't make me feel bad about me being able to express myself, and then I should also not make you feel bad about you being able to listen. Like, we should just really compliment each other. And sometimes when you have like really good friends who are like ambitious, they are focused, and when you hang around like such folks, even you start believing in yourself more. You're like, this person can do this, I can also do this. So I feel like even our friends. And I think another important topic is about the schools. So many times, as we're growing up, we usually spend most of our time either at home or at school. And at school, you see so many things, right? That's why we find like teachers who believe in us, who tell us we are smart, or who tell us that we are good at this, maybe at sports, like teachers who tell us that we are good at so many different things, which all build like our self-esteem. But though, however, we also find bullies sometimes. Sometimes some kids bully you. Sometimes they don't even know they're bullying you, especially if they're young. But like, it boosts, like it kind of removes your self-confidence, right? They start making you feel like maybe you're not as cool as they are. Maybe you don't have like this cute bag, or you don't have this. And subconsciously, you become a broken child. That even when sometimes you grow up, the broken child in you is still there. That's why you see some people acting up over something very small. But then it's because sometimes they have broken children in them. So again, that's why I'm here today. We need to address all these things. We need to know, like, if you kind of feel like your self-esteem is low, right? You need to know, where does it come from. Because if you know that problem, then you can start working on it. And then if you have like high self-esteem, how do you maintain it? Because if you have like good self-esteem, we need to know, like, how do you maintain it? Which positive things do I have? Because again, no one is perfect. Even those people have like good self-esteem also have their negative, and it's okay. You can't be perfect. We have to just know, I'm good at this, but I'm not good at this, and then that's okay. We just have to know again, it's really about self-acceptance. And though the most important thing who builds or breaks our self-esteem is ourself. So many times it's very easy to blame the society, it's very easy to blame the parents, the schools, and everything. Yes, much as they play a part in who we become, but at the end of the day, we are our own individuals. There's a quote that I read somewhere that an enemy outside can't destroy you if you have an enemy inside. So if you're already your own enemy inside, or you don't believe in yourself already, no one is going to really believe in you. Because at the end of the day, you teach the world how to treat you, and you show the world how to perceive you. Like that thing I told you guys that I'm kind of short. Some of you guys maybe have never really realized it, but all of you are now going to start looking at me like, maybe she's short. You'll notice that, right? But if I came out with a lot of confidence and I'm like, I'm tall, you guys will start. Some people will be like, maybe she's tall. You know what I mean? So why did I give that example? To just show you that at the end of the day, the world is going to doubt you. The world is going to tell you you're not good enough, or you're not deserving. Just believe in yourself that you're good enough and you're deserving. And for the most time, you don't even need to ask for permission. I never asked for permission to have this platform. And guess what? I did it anyway, because at the end of the day, I believed in my capabilities. And of course, with my great producer and manager, he also believed in me. Hey, hi. You just need a few people to believe in you, to work with you. And so many other people believe in me, like my friends, my family, and etc. But again, I didn't ask for permission to be here. I gave myself permission. And I think that's what we should be telling our young people. That's what we should be telling everybody. And then again, we are still talking how to build our self-esteem. I feel like, first of all, everybody should know that they are good enough just the way they are. God created everybody perfect. You don't want to be attracting. You don't want to change yourself for people to accept you. No. You have to remain the best version of you, the real you. Then the right people will come into your life. You see that thing up there? You see that thing up there? Be you and the world will adjust. Just be you. The right people will come into your life. What I want to leave with everybody today is one thing again. I'm enough and I'm good enough. Thank you guys for watching. Hope it was an interesting conversation. Tell me what you think about it. I'll see you next time. And don't forget to check out our platform. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are going to be putting it all out there. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you think. See you next time. Putting it all out there. Like, share.